The Gatorade Cup Series continues short track racing as we head to Newton, Iowa at the Iowa Speedway for the running of the Advanced Auto Parts 400, our 7th race of the Gatorade Cup Series season number 9. And on the pole for tonight's race is Denver winner Anthony Hernandez in the 48, who's outside the 20 of Derek Bouchard. Then in third we have Adam McDowell, fourth is Trey Wright, and rounding out the top 5, it's Steven Taylor. Then sixth we have Marsha Burrow. Seventh place is Danny Lloyd, Co-Luigi in 8th, ninth is Alex Fletcher, Colton Yo rounds out the top 10. The rest of the field is Trey Rainey, who's outside Eli Bright. Then behind them is Sebastian Kukulan with Anton Charlebois. Then there's Mitchell Collins with Alexander Rowe, along with Jay Jefferson and Auto Club winner Levi Shones. Then there's Max Anderson with Vince Vinta, along with Daytona 500 champion TJ Hanley, who's outside is Luke Rainey. Then we have Carter Joey and Joe Jefferson, along with Oliver Galloway and Griffin Lynn. Then there's Jonathan Rains and points leader Riley Sampson turning towards the back, and he's also on the outside. Then there's Mathis Wells with Jeff Bright, along with Derek Hamill and William Bolin. Then there's Al Legacy and Tyler Fink. Then we have Nathan Ormond and Roman Fenway, along with Jonathan Buford and Carter Friesen. Matt Oskin second in points with Wyatt Walker. And in the final row, it's Matt Gond, who's outside his Target Series winner from last night, Jake Galloway, in the 11 car. There's our 42 cars here at Iowa. Let's get on track side and fire these race engines up.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the command has been given, and these 42 Gatorade Cup Series engines roaring to life here in the Iowa Speedway as we get ready to continue the short track swing in the Gatorade Cup Series as the 42 cars roll off the starting grid led by Anthony Hernandez, our Denver winner. So race 7 of the Gatorade Cup Series continues on the short track swing. We have North Wilkesboro coming up along with Rockingham, Richmond. It's going to be a fun few race. We continue after Bristol. We're here at Iowa. Wyatt Walker continues dominance on the short track. He won, leading every lap at Bristol last race. 60 laps at the green flag. Anthony Hernandez leads the field to the green. Beating and banging for the lead already. Derek Bouchard powers his way by Anthony Hernandez to lead lap number 1 of the event. Remember, he started on the outside in second. Yeah, the 48 got a great jump there, cleared the 20, allowed Bouchard in line, and then the 48 really overdrove turn 1, maybe not understanding he didn't have much grip there into turn number one, excuse me. But as Derek Bouchard now goes up the racetrack, McDowell kind of follows him. They get up almost into the wall. Steven Taylor comes to the bottom of the 33. He'll challenge for a second off to turn 1. He's now challenging for the lead. Taylor inside Derek Bouchard as they come off turn 2, side by side for the lead down the backstretch. Anthony Hernandez falls back to 4th, but in line. Trey Wright up to 5th with Danny Lloyd behind him. Taylor comes off turn 4, 33 car will lead lap number 3. Derek Bouchard falls back on the outside, fights back now on corner exit. And McDowell's trying to keep it down there to try and get to second. He might look for the lead. Got a good run there through 1. Yeah, good corner for Adam McDowell. Got down low. And a good run as he races his way down the backstretch. Bouchard now caught up top in the 20. Allows Anthony Hernandez to the bottom lane. The 48 car will grab 3rd back. Trying to mount his charge back to the front. It's for the lead. Taylor got almost in the wall. McDowell taking advantage to the bottom lane. He'll go to turn 1. And McDowell out front now in the Advanced Auto Parts 400. 33 Taylor fights back. McDowell's going to clear off turn 2. So McDowell now up front here in Iowa. Anthony Hernandez coming for the 2nd position. Now McDowell way up the track, almost out of the groove, and look at Hernandez powering his way on the bottom lane. He'll get to the lead. Hernandez leads again. Now can Taylor get down front? Trey Wright, another 34, big run to turn 1, drove it hard underneath the 33, keep it down there, and Trey Wright gets to 3rd, looking for 2nd now. As McDowell got a little high up through 1 and 2, can he try the crossover? Gets down front, Trey Wright barely, 34, fights back on the corner exit. Great racing at the front so far. Derek Bouchard caught 3 wide, but got a good run as the 17 Alex Fletcher got in the dirty air and has a lift. Kukulan drives it hard to the bottom lane. For the lead, Trey Wright is there. To the inside, Anthony Hernandez off turn 2 and down the backstretch. Trey Wright into turn number 3. Trying to clear Hernandez, slides up a little. They almost make some contact. Here comes Danny Lloyd. Look at the 34, barely clearing the 48 there. And now Lloyd comes to the inside of the 19 car. Looks like we had a car had to come down pit road. That's into Charlebois, who was off pace in the 42nd position. It looks like Charlebois had to come down pit road. Is currently 1 lap down to our race leader, Trey Wright. And could be 2 laps down if these drivers catch Anthony. So Trey has pulled a nice gap over 2nd place Danny Lloyd. Trey Rainey is up to 3rd. Fourth is now Anthony Hernandez, who keeps it to the top side of turn 1, allows Kukulon to the inside. So Sebastian Kukulon going for fourth right there. Anthony Hernandez up the racetrack. Alex Fletcher coming forward on the bottom lane. Trey Rainey to second. He gets by Danny Lloyd in turn 3. Trey Wright is out front right now, trying to pace the field, trying to set a pace for these drivers to follow. Hoping that they can try and calm it down a little right here tonight. Trey Rainey, though, good run through 1 and 2. Trey Wright goes up the racetrack. Rainey is there as they come off turn 2 and down the backstretch. 51 inside 34 into turn 3. Trey, the inside through 3 and 4, going to work for him. He's going to clear Trey right off turn 4. Trey Rainey will lead a lap in the Advanced Auto 400. Sebastian Kukulon up to third, the 1. Anthony Hernandez is in line in the 5th position. He'll be going for fourth on Danny Lloyd. Alex Fletcher is there along with Mitchell Collins. Jay Jefferson is coming forward, the 78. Here comes Max Anderson as well. As for the lead, Sebastian Kukulon on Trey Rainey. Contact! The 1 into the 51 sends them both up the racetrack. And they're still beating and banging off turn 4. The 51 to the 1, not too happy. Kukulon still there to turn 1. The 1 trying to take the lead away. Kukulon out front after some contact with Trey Rainey. Got physical for the front spot. Now can Trey get in line, try a crossover? No, the 19 drove it to the bottom lane. Danny Lloyd, 3 wide back here. That's for fourth. Trey Wright's up top. Anthony Hernandez in the middle. Makes some contact. Mitchell Collins goes down low on the 14. They're still rubbing for fourth. Close racing. Danny Lloyd on Kukulon for the lead. Trey Rainey falls back. The 48 still crowned. The 34 up, but they try to get away from each other. 19 slides up to the 1. They're contact off turn number 4. For the lead, they're in the wall. Around goes Kukulon from the lead. Sideways in the middle of the field. He gets Derek Bouchard and McDowell. And they're stacking it up. Bouchard spins into the 6. Caution flag in the air. There's Luke Rainey, Carter Friesen, Carter Joey, Jake Galloway, Kukulon, Mathis Wells involved. Caution is out and our racers will come down the pit lane. Mitchell Collins back in front. Lloyd also made contact. Look at the right side damage to the 19. He might have to stay a little bit on pit road. So they made contact for the race lead. Kukulon, the big loser in all of it. He goes from the race lead and now crashed. And we do have a few torn up race cars here tonight in Iowa, as we're not even a third of the way done with the Advanced Auto Parts 400. Mitchell Collins hits his pit stall. Looks like it's going to be at least 2 tires. See if these drivers decide to take 4 or 2. Jack down the 14. It looks like. Survey says 2 tires. The 14. Here comes Max Anderson. Trey Rainey beats the 14 out, but had to check up a little bit, but gets out in front. So Collins came in first, but surrenders the lead to Anthony Hernandez, who had a blazing pit stop with that number 1 pit stall. Hernandez front, Trey Rainey will be second, Collins back to third. So the caution flag is in the air here in Iowa. Hard damage to Sebastian Kukulon and others as he spins in front of the field, collecting at least 3 or 4 more cars. Hard-nosed racing for the lead. Danny Lloyd drives it to the inside of Sebastian Kukulon and just overdrives the corner, gets up into the side of the 1. We've seen this once they start rubbing off turn 4. You get to the outside wall. You're not lifting off each other. Into the wall for the 1. Trey Rainey steps on the brakes and misses. Just makes some slight contact there. He should be fine. The 1 spins around. And McDowell gets some contact right there. Bouchard comes in, hits him. And then Kukulon sideways. Wells has nowhere to go in the 18. Just nails the 1. Carter Friesen comes in. Luke Rainey comes in. Pile drives to the back of the 43. Galloway gets hit by Carter Joey. And the first caution flag of the Advanced Auto Parts 400 comes out. And we should see a few cars out of this race. Some hard contact made for a few of these drivers. And Trey Rainey, one of the big fortunate ones. Trey Wright as well. Fletcher, Cole Luigi, TJ Hanley, some of these others barely getting on around. But if you were on the outside, you were not making it by this mess that happened. And I want to kind of see what happened to Derek Bouchard, if he spun and saved or if he spun and got hit by someone else. So you saw McDowell go for a spin right there. And then Derek Bouchard comes in, he gets hit. And the 20 does get hit a few times. I believe that may have been Derek Hamill. I'm trying to tell who that could have possibly been that hit the 20 of Derek Bouchard, who gave the 20 some pretty heavy damage. So right here, Bouchard's coming along, he's on the top side. That was really the worst spot to be in. Nothing really Bouchard could do there. He tried to get low. Hamill hits him a little right there. And then the big contact comes from Oliver Galloway and right. I believe that might be it for the 20. And then Carter Friesen kind of hits him right there as well. So So we do have a few torn up race cars, as back in front it was Mitchell Collins, but the driver who came in second, Anthony Hernandez, leaves pit road first. Pit crew with the number 1 pit stall does their job. It's going to be Anthony Hernandez with the race lead in the Advanced Auto Parts 400 here at Iowa. Coming back green this time on lap number 18, Hernandez in the 48 with a blazing pit stop out in front of the race. Matthew Wells, Luke Rennie, and Sebastian Kugel on the 3 cars to retire. And Charles Boss still 1 lap down from whatever happened earlier on in the race where he had to come down pit road under the green flag. 38 cars on the lead lap. Some are damaged. It'll be interesting to see if they become lap cars. So out in front, Anthony Hernandez, the 48. Trey Rennie in second. Mitch Collins falls to third. Max Ayers in fourth. Stephen Taylor in the top 5. Back racing here in Iowa. Green flag in the air. And Pulsar Anthony Hernandez steps on the gas. Yeah, good jump the last time he got a good jump on a start or restart. He overdrove 1 and 2 big time. This time a pretty good job through 1 and 2. Trey Rennie did close in a little bit, but it's not like he did on lap number 1. Carter Friesen is basically stopped down low in the 43. He slowed, and the caution is out. Hernandez will lead the field back in the 48, and the caution, I have to assume, as Mitchell Collins came down here with the 14. And they're wrecking on the front stretch. The 95 is upside down. Orman is involved. There's Roman Fenway. So the caution had been out, and they wrecked under the caution flag as Jeff Bright's involved. The 4's sideways. And a few cars torn up here, and a few coming down pit road again. Trey Rennie from second will yield to pit road. So possibly some fuel mileage strategy here at Iowa. Yeah, that caution has really affected now the running order of what's going to happen here. If that yellow doesn't come out, we probably do not see this mixed strategy right now. But Trey Rennie come down. He's going to have to restart the tail end of the field. And it is a fuel-only pit stop for the 51. So that's just probably trying to hope that they have enough fuel to make it to the end from here. So Trey Rennie will leave, but has to yield to the stop sign on pit road until the whole field gets on around. So the 51 leaves, the 12 will be second off, Cole Luigi third off, and it looks like that might be Jake Galloway who's fourth off. So those drivers come off pit road, and we'll see how the strategy affects their race. So Anthony Hernandez out race there, and what's happened to Carter Friesen? Caution is out, and he was possibly stopped on the racetrack. So here's the reason for the caution. They were at 1 to go. Carter Friesen towards the back of the field blows up possibly because of damage. And right here, as he's just on the axis or trying to make it to pit road, Mitchell Collins is also coming to pit road on the 14 with an apparent issue. And he just wipes out the 43 Carter Friesen and makes the 43 stop. And that's why the yellow comes out. Carter Friesen stopped on the racetrack after being hit by Mitchell Collins and the 14. So strange incident there as Carter Friesen blew up under the pace laps on the 1 to go. And then coasting around, and just out of nowhere, he gets KO'd by Mitchell Collins in the 14 car. Right there. And then under, as the caution had come out at this point, they wrecked again. Right there, Hamill. With Roman Fenway, Orman, Jeff Bright, Anton Charles, Vince Vintic gets split by Adam McDowell, Carter Joey, Matt Godden, Hamill, there's Bullen, and chaos here at Iowa. And then from second position, Trey Rennie with some field strategy comes down the pit lane. However, pole sitter and race leader Anthony Hernandez stays on the racetrack, and car number 48 will be a race leader once you get back going in the Advanced Auto Parts 400. So mixed strategy under this caution flag mixes up the running order as we go back green on lap number 23. Out is Carter Friesen and Matt Godden. Vince Vinte, even after flipping 1 lap down 37th, and we have 35 cars on the lead lap, led by Anthony Hernandez, who is our race leader, Stephen Taylor in second, Joe Jefferson third, Jay Jefferson fourth, Eli Bright fifth, and TJ Alien sixth, Alexander Rose seventh, Alex Fletcher eighth, Danny Lloyd ninth, Levi Schultz, see if he runs out the top 10. All the way back in 21st position is where you'll find Trey Rennie, the first car who came down pit road under this caution flag, set to restart 21st. On back, they all came down the pit lane for some fuel. Pace car and Hernandez to the restart zone, steps on the gas. We're back racing in Iowa. Hernandez, once again, another good jump. He's done that the past 2 starts, restarts, but once again, kind of overdrive through 1 and 2. Stephen Taylor closing a little bit, but Hernandez, once again, a good job, just making sure he did not overdrive greatly to where Taylor just jumped to the inside in turn 1. Off turn number 3 and 4. Anthony Hernandez, the 48, leads once again. He's so far dominated this race. As Stephen Taylor, a hungry 33, coming to his inside turn 1. Stephen Taylor side by side with Anthony Hernandez as they come off turn 2 and down the backstretch. It's for the race lead here at Iowa. Hernandez swings wide. Joe Jefferson will come for second. He's going to come off turn 4. But Hernandez keeps it in line, trying to clear the 31. Can't quite get it done there. Oh, we did right there. 31 got tight. Hernandez down the line second. And the caution is back out. And there was a wreck on the front stretch. I think that's Tyler Fink and Riley Sampson, who was our points leader, Saw Derek Bouchard sitting there all torn up. So we get our third yellow of the race. And out in front it's Steven Taylor. And now the big question is, do these drivers come down the pit lane or do they stay out? This is a big question that will be answered right here. Hernandez, he's coming down the 48 car. So far, he's the only one yielding to pit road in the 48. The 3 of William Bowen will come down. So far, 2 drivers have said they will come down the pit lane and not many others. That's it. Hernandez, the one down the pit lane with William Bowen. So Steven Taylor stays on the racetrack. He will be our race leader. Well, let's see what the reason for caution number 3. Tyler Fink and Max Anderson, the 12, one of them involved. This is the reason for the caution flag, as some drivers come down pit road like Tyler Fink and Marsha Burrow. They are 3 wide. William Bowen is up top. Max Anderson slides up into the 3. Cole Luigi's down low the 12. The 3 make contact. Luigi kind of slides up. Nowhere for him to really go. He gets into the side of the 12. Spins Max around. Luigi gets on going along with Matt Oskin. Right here, Max Anderson broadside the racetrack and points to Riley Sampson. Nowhere to go. Bouchard hits the 12. Anton Charles nowhere to go. Orman tries to slam on the brakes. Jeff Bright gets through. There's Adam McDowell, Vince Vinta, but the caution flag is out, and our points leaders involved, along with last season's champion Max Anderson. The contact there, and Luigi just into the side of the 12. Around they go, and Max Anderson hit hard a few times by the 15 and the 20 both. That is our third caution of the race. Steven Taylor back in front with Anthony Hernandez second. However, the 48 gives up that second position to come down pit lane. And now we have another restart. Third caution of the race will be just about over. And Steven Taylor out in front in the Advanced Auto Parts 400. Coming back to the green flag this time on lap number 30. So it will be just 1 lap before the halfway point. And out from that crash, Riley Sampson, Max Anderson, and Derek Bouchard. Carjo is 2 laps down. Anton Charbonneau as well as out. Jake Galloway's a lap down. Vince Vinta, Mitchell Collins, Albert Galloway, Tyler Fink, and Marsha Burrow all 1 lap down due to pitting under the green flag and or crash damage. 26 cars on the lead lap, led by Steven Taylor in the 33, Joe Jefferson in second, Jay Jefferson in third, Alexander Rowe fourth, Eli Bright is fifth, then TJ Henley 6th, Alex Fletcher 7th, Levi Shones 8th, Griffin Lynn 9th, Denny Lloyd inside the top 10. Looking back here, the drivers that came down pit road, Trey Rainey still the first of them. He made his way up to 16th. Cole Luigi 17th. And you look back here, Anthony Hernandez just came down the pit lane and is currently 21st to restart this race. He, remember, pitted from the second position. Leading Steven Taylor into the restart zone for the 33. And we're back going here in Iowa. That wasn't as good as the 48's restart the last few times. Joe Jefferson stayed with the 33. We'll see what happens in turn 1. Good run for the 31 as they come off turn 2 and down the backstretch. She gets to the back bumper. Steven Taylor up to turn number 3. Joe Jefferson looking inside as they go through 3 and 4. Trying to get there. He slides up. Some contact further back. In the wall. Eli Bright and Hanley go around. At the front of the field, Levi Shones, Griffin Lynn. Danny Lloyd comes in. Roman Fenway on the outside makes contact. Stacking up comes Anthony Hernandez. Jake Galloway comes in. Tyler Fink. And the whole field's involved. Yellow flag. 4th time. And the racers are coming back around. I do not like the looks of this. 3 wide. Joe Jefferson back in front. Is that going to be a bad thing, though? Oh, I think Jay Jefferson. 78 is all torn up. He hit the back of one of those drivers. Oh, my Lord. We saw about the first, what I would call 15 laps of this race go clean and green and all just basically perfect, and now we can't get a lap in without contact being made, and they're still trying to crash them up under this caution flag. Fletcher, so many drivers involved, and let's see the reason. Hanley and Eli Bright get into the wall of turn 4. It's getting a little ridiculous to see this happen every lap as TJ Hanley's on the inside of Eli Bright and just kind of slides up into him again. Nothing Eli could do. And Hanley puts Eli into the wall right there. They go around. Alex Fletcher, the 72, trying to get on the brakes. Levi Jones doesn't react quick enough. Gets in the back. Griffin Lynn somehow avoids Fletcher hard to the outside while Danny Lloyd hits the 23. The 99 comes in. Hamill, Fenway, Alex, and right here, some of these cars come flying. And Hernandez, who has dominated this race. Ormond. There's Oliver Galway. Jake Galway nails Mitchell Collins. Luigi goes for a spin, but I believe he should be fine. Tyler Fink, Samet Oskin, Raines, Hamill, Bullen. I mean, so many cars involved. And then under the caution, as Jay Jefferson and the others race back around, it was the 78 who was the one that made contact with some of those damaged race cars. And now Jay Jefferson's night, running inside the top 5, ruined here in the Advanced Auto Parts 400. So caution flag in the air, leading them back around. As I believe Joe Jefferson, he barely beat Steven Taylor and Jay Jefferson back. Jay got back in 3rd, but as the cars were wrecked, he didn't slow down in time and went into the back of Tyler Fink. Jay Jefferson's night pretty much over here in 78, as our race leader is Joe Jefferson. He'll stay on the racetrack, and car number 31 is our race leader once we get back going. Hard to tell where everyone is at this moment. We're coming back here with 25 to go after our 4th caution of the race. And we do have a lot of retirees from that. Jake Galway, Mitchell Collins, Tyler Fink, Nathan Ormond, Marshall Brown. Unfortunately, Jay Jefferson had to retire from that. He will get a 28th place finish here tonight. And we have 24 cars on the lead lap, as Joe Jefferson is our race leader with Steven Taylor in 2nd, Alexander Rowe 3rd, TJ Henley 4th, Eli Bright 5th with Levi Jones, Griffin Lynn, Danny Lloyd, Jonathan Buford, and Colton Neal the front 10. Alexian on back, Trey Rainey the first off pit road, member 14th, Luigi Byman 15th. Some of these cars are damaged. It'll be interesting to see how slow they are. Back racing in Iowa, green flag back in the air for Joe Jefferson and Steven Taylor. Off to turn 1, Joe Jefferson up the racetrack, 31 from the race lead. Here comes Steven Taylor, get to his inside off turn 2 and down the backstretch. They go side by side for the lead. Steven Taylor inside Joe Jefferson. The 31 gives him the room down low. And Steven Taylor to clear off turn 4, our new race leader here in Iowa. Hanley almost under the 00 again, so he almost just turned the 00 of Alexander Rowe around. Here comes Levi Jones down low and Eli Bright. Griffin Lynn is there, the 7 car. The front 2 try to scoot away from the field as they come down the backstretch. And you can see right now the front 8 have really gotten away, 9th, 10th, and a lot of these drivers back here are all torn up. Car Joey coming down, there's Danny Lloyd. Now see some of these drivers, they're damaged, look at these! The race leaders are in the wall down the front stretch. They play each other into the wall. They'll go around for the front 2 positions. Caution number 5. And it's the front 2 that have just wrecked in 1 and 2. And now Levi Jones is coming back around with the race lead. Griffin Lynn is up to 2nd. Hanley and Alexander are going to be 3rd and 4th. And Eli Bright 5th. What is happening here at Iowa? Caution flag. And it's for Joe Jefferson and Steven Taylor from 1st and 2nd, putting each other in the wall down the front stretch and spinning. Caution is out. Let's see the reason. We just have to see how this all started in 3 and 4. Joe Jefferson inside Steven Taylor for the race lead. As they go through 3 and 4, Steven kind of keeps him, pinches him down low. Joe Jefferson, I believe these drivers are just sliding. It's almost like they don't have any grip out here. We saw the 23 almost fence the 00 back there. And Joe Jefferson puts Steven Taylor into the wall. They kind of get together from the race lead. And right here, the others go around on the inside, and Joe Jefferson and finally Steven Taylor, they get into the wall and spin each other around, and our 5th caution flag of the race. We didn't expect to see that after how clean these first 15 laps went. But now we're seeing caution after caution. The old saying, cautions breed cautions, definitely applies here tonight in Iowa. Yeah, just craziness here. They just ran out of racetrack and then couldn't get off each other and finally sent them both around, and now they're back middle of the field. So from 1st and 2nd, Joe Jefferson, Steven Taylor wrecked, and because of that, Levi Jones is out in front of the 92 over Lynn, Hanley, and Rowe. They stay on the racetrack and will go back with under 20 to go here in Iowa. I don't think there's a single clean race car in the racetrack as we come back green with 18 to go in Iowa. Almost done with the Advanced Auto Parts 400. 27 cars on the racetrack and 22 are on the lead lap. As Levi Jones leads in the 92, looking for his 2nd win of the season. Griffin Lynn 2nd. TJ Henley also looking for his 2nd win, his 3rd. Alexander Rose 4th, and Eli Bright is 5th. Then we have Jonathan Buford 6th. Al Legacy 7th. Trey Rainey working his way up to 8th. He has a shot at this thing in the 51. Remember the field strategy for him. Colton Neal 9th, Trey Wright 10th, Luigi on the same strategy as Trey Rainey, a little bit further back in 11th. How about Anthony Hernandez, the damage from that 48 car, back at the 12th, and Joe Jefferson, Steven Taylor back relegated to 20th and 21st due to their crashes. So Levi Shones out in front. He won all code looking for his second win of the season. He steps on the gas to get this thing back going. 18 to go in the Advanced Auto Parts 400, and the Advanced Auto Parts Ford leads the race. He goes up the racetrack. Griffin Lynn a little bit lower as they come off turn 2 and down the backstretch. How about in the front 5, just how many veterans of the Gatorade Cup Series there are? Levi Shones, Griffin Lynn, TJ Hanley, Eli Bright, Jonathan Buford's up here inside the top 10. Here comes Trey Rainey, another veteran. A lot of drivers have so much experience in the Gatorade Cup Series. Up at the front as Shones goes wide, Lynn takes advantage of the 7 car. Clear for the lead down the backstretch. Shones could have tried to get in line right there, but didn't want to risk it. Hanley's come to the bottom. And these cars look slippery. They are sliding all over the place. Here comes Hanley for the second position on Shones. Now Lynn way at the racetrack. Can Shones try to get to the middle? No, he couldn't. Hanley goes down low in the 23. That's for second. Lynn out front. Now they go through 3 and 4. Lynn wants to get up the racetrack. Shones at the racetrack for second. Falls back 3 wide now. That's for third. Gets sorted out to double foul for now. Now Lynn wants to get up the racetrack through 1 and 2. He's been doing that the last few laps. That 7 car is no grip. And Hanley comes to the bottom of the 23. Now it's the battling back behind the front 6 that pulled away. Hanley slides up with Griffin Lynn. That's for the race lead. Rowe comes 3 wide the 0-0. Contact. Rubbing. They sort it. Hanley leads 14 to go. Rowe inside 3 wide. 3 wide for the top spot here in Iowa. Alexander Rowe down low. Hanley in the middle. Griffin Lynn up top. They short down to double foul. Not yet. Turn 3 they should. Rowe slides up. That was a slide job there on Hanley. Now the 23 coming back to the bottom. Buford looks 3 wide. 13 to go in Iowa. Jonathan Buford inside of Alexander Rowe. Looking for another Gatorade Cup Series win. Jonathan Buford out in front and now in the Advanced Auto Parts 400. And here comes Levi Shones. He just got his 10th Gatorade Cup Series win earlier in the season. If he wins here tonight, it would be a record. He would break Dan Mann's record of the most Gatorade Cup Series wins. Beating a band with Alexander Rowe for second. 12 to go. Front 6 have pulled away from 7th on back. But Buford up the racetrack from the lead. And Shones is around. Levi Shones clears. There was some contact between the 0-0 and the 62. That was for second. Lynn drives hard to the bottom. In 3 and 4, Griffin Lynn now playing around. 11 to go at the start finish line. Levi Shones out front. Griffin Lynn is second. Turns out when we get some racing in, these drivers can race phenomenally. And at the front of the front 6, these are some experienced Gatorade Cup Series drivers. Shones, Lynn, Rowe, Hanley, Buford, Eli Bright. I mean, that's so many seasons of experience between these front 6. They're all battling right now for the win. Griffin Lynn, Season 6 champion out front with 10 to go in Iowa. Season 7 champion TJ Hanley to the inside for third. Looking on Shones now for second. And Lynn pulls away a little bit. They're not done for 7th. I mean, they're making contact 3 wide. No one can get away right here. And it's just allowing those front 6 to continue to battle. And Eli Price watching these front 5 battle, hoping that something goes awry and he could try and take advantage and just pass them all. Yeah, Eli hasn't really gotten up into the battle with these front 5. He's just kind of been there in 6, just riding around here waiting for something to happen to where he can try and take advantage. Levi Shones going to get by Griffin Lynn right there through 3 and 4. Levi Shones back out front here in Iowa. Here comes TJ Hanley to the inside, but Lynn going to try and get down in line right here to turn 1 to in the 2nd position. He goes up the racetrack a little bit, but good run to Shones to the back bumper. Yellow flag in the air with 8 to go. And it was that pack. Luigi and Hernandez are wrecked in that 2nd pack. And racing back around, we're coming to 7 to go. It's going to be about 3 to go at the start finish line. So it's going to be Levi Shones back in front. Lynn 2nd, Hanley 3rd. 4th, Buford. And Eli Bright gets the 5th over Alexander Rowe. Racing for 7th gone awry as Luigi and Hernandez wreck off turn 4. 6th caution flag of the race. We'll see what happened. This was racing inside the top 10. Anthony Hernandez and Al Lagsy side by side. And through 3 and 4, the 48 slides up a little too high into the 38. They get into the wall for Luigi. 48 bounce off the wall into Code. Into Samet Oskin. The caution is out. So luckily for the 48 and the 42, they keep their positions where they cross the start finish line right there for Code. Should be between the 34 and the 33. But the caution comes out. A few more cars with more damage than what they already had. And we set up a late race restart here in Iowa. It should be with about 3 laps to go when we get the restart. And it's going to be Levi Jones, our racer, Griffin Lynn, TJ Hanley. I mean, some big names in the Gatorade Cup Series are going to be battling for this just one-on-one. So caution flag in the air. 6th time here tonight. As you mentioned, Levi Jones looking for his 2nd win this season. Back in front over Griffin Lynn, TJ Hanley, and Jonathan Buford. These front 4, so many seasons of experience. Do they all have enough fuel? And who gets back around with the victory? Come back to the restart. It'll be with about 3 to go in Iowa. It will hopefully be 3 green flag laps to determine the winner here in the Advanced Auto Parts 400. It's Levi Jones, the veteran, out in front of another veteran, Griffin Lynn, another veteran, TJ Hanley, Jonathan Buford, and Eli Bright in the front 5. Alexander Rose 6th, William Bolin 7th, Samet Oskin 8th, 9th is Trey Rainey, Cole Luigi is 10th. Those are the front 10. Remember the strategy that some of these drivers are on in terms of fuel back behind the front 6, especially William Bolin, Samet Oskin, Trey Rainey, and Cole Luigi. So those front 6 run dry. Watch for 7th on back to try and make a move for the race victory. So inside the front 5, if I had to guess, there are so many seasons of experience. Griffin Lynn, if I had to guess, about 6 or 7 seasons. Levi Jones about the same there. Hanley has 9 seasons. Buford's about 6 or 7 seasons. Eli Bright, 8 seasons. And then for Alexander Rowe, that's another 5, 6, 7 seasons. So inside the front 6 right now, the best of the best in the Gatorade Cup Series, the drivers who have been here the most. Can Scholz hold up for his 11th Gatorade Cup Series win, or can someone else get out there and challenge? 3 to go, green flag in the air. Scholz with a good restart. But Lynn stay with him in the 7 to turn 1. Some separation there. The front 4 try to break away. Eli Bright 5th goes wide through 1 and 2. Now down the backstretch. Nose to tail. Lynn looking inside. Levi Jones, 92 slides up. Here comes Griffin Lynn for the lead off turn 4. He'll take it with 2 to go, side by side. Another side by side for 3rd. Jonathan Buford will get to 3rd in case these front 2 wreck each other. Because that's not another possibility. We've seen that happen here today. Coming to the white flag in the Advanced Auto Parts 400. Griffin Lynn leads. Levi Jones 2nd. Jonathan Buford waiting in 3rd. But now it looks on Jones for 2nd. White flag, last lap in the Advanced Auto Parts 400. Griffin Lynn is pulled away. The season 6 champion looking to win his first race of the season. Buford moves to 2nd as he races his way down the backstretch. But so far, no one can touch Lynn to turn 3. A chaotic race at Iowa. We'll go to Griffin off turn 4. Checker flag in the air. Season 6 champion wins at Iowa over Buford and Jones and the others. Griffin Lynn his first win of the season. And how about all these veterans winning so far this season? It's Griffin Lynn winning the race as Jonathan Buford tried to get there but couldn't. He'll end up in the 2nd position. Chaotic race here at Iowa. Let's go see the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Advanced Auto Parts 400 here at the Iowa Speedway. 6 caution flags for 24 laps and 20 lead changes, 13 different drivers lead laps in this race. It was Griffin Lynn pulling the win away as Jonathan Buford tried to get there at the end. He led 1 lap in the race, but Buford ends up 2nd. Levi Jones, 14 laps, led the most of anyone, ends up 3rd here tonight. The 11th Gatorade Cup Series win could be coming sooner than we expected because Lynn has been so hot this season whenever he's been good in races. Alexander Rowe 4th and TJ Hanley in 5th. How about that front 5? So many seasons of experience. They have a rookie, William Bolin in 6th, Eli Bright, another veteran, in 7th, Steven Taylor in his 3rd season in 8th, Trey Rainey, who has had a pretty good amount of seasons in the Gatorade Cup Series, 9th, and Trey Ray, rookie, inside the top 10. Looking at the top 20, Samet Oskin, even with that damage, pulls out an 11th place finish. Good enough to take over the points lead after this wacky race we saw here tonight. Cole Luigi spinning in the last caution, 12th place for him. Not too bad for the driver number 42. And I don't really think there were any clean race cars on the racetrack. Maybe the cleanest was Trey Rainey, who ends up in the 9th position. Hernandez from the pole, 12 laps led, ends up 16th. That 48 car is pretty well torn up, so to finish inside the top 20 with that, I'm sure he'll take it. Wyatt Walker, 15th, moves his way to 2nd in the points. 22 cars finished on the lead lap at the end. 27 finished running 28th on down, out from the various amount of crashes we had during the race. 6 caution flags. It was a very crazy race here at Iowa. I would call borderline wreckfest. Now let's go see the points. Here are the point standings after 7 races of the Gatorade Cup Series season number 9. And it's Samet Oskin on top once again by 34 points over Bristol winner Wyatt Walker, up to second. Griffin Lane with the win here tonight is up to third, tied with TJ Hanley, who was the Daytona 500 champion, so they are tied for third and fourth. And Riley Sampson falls to fifth after a miserable race here tonight. Stephen Hiller ends up in the sixth position. Levi Shulman's up to seventh. Anthony Hernandez is eighth. Jonathan Rains ninth, and Carter Friesen rounds out the top 10. So as you look, 6 of our winners are inside the top 20 in the points. The only one not up here, Carter Joey in the 17, who has had a few bad races. And currently the 2 wild cards, since all of our winners inside the top 20 are top 10. Jonathan Beefer and Alexander Earl, the top 2 in points outside of the top 10 in points. So Jonathan Beefer 11th, Alexander Earl 12th. They're currently our 2 wild cards. How about 3 of the JGR cars? Mathis Wells, Jake Gowey, Derek Bouchard, all right together, 17th through 19th in points. 21st to 40th in car. Joey, right now, 22nd in points, so still just outside the top 20, but does still have a shot to get up inside the top 20. He's only about 12 points from doing that. If he could get 12 more points, he'll be top 20 and steal a wild card spot away. See, Cologne moved up nicely, 23rd currently in the point standings. See Eli Bright down here. Danny Lloyd's down here. Joe Jefferson and Jay Jefferson right now 31st and 32nd in points. Luke Raines down in 36. Has been an uncharacteristic start to the season so far for the driver in the number 2. Kukulon, the 1 is down here. Max Anderson, last season's champion, 41st. And Etienne Charlebois, 4 DNFs so far in the season, 42nd. So after the crazy Iowa race, we now go to another short track. We go to Richmond for the Target 400. I will see you guys then.